Good afternoon, everybody. Anybody else yet to join the class? Or else I will start the class in 2 minutes. Did you all practice what I said yesterday? Or you have tried anything new from yesterday's class? By practicing or by doing anything? If you face any issues, let me know so that I can give response for you. Whatever the problem, I will solve that problem. Okay, from yesterday's class or from previous classes. Just let me know through the chat by the end of the session or in the middle of the session. Okay. Ashwita, Kotari, Kokila, Beena, Been, Charan, Harinath, Ravicharan, Prasad. Okay. Charan, who serve the navigation pages, it cannot navigate from one page to another. It's showing error. Okay, Charan, I will connect with you after the session. Okay. I will check what is the problem with. Okay, then let's move into the class. I'm sharing my screen. Is my screen visible to you? Just raise your thumb if my screen is visible and I'm audible to everybody. Yeah. Okay, let's dive into Eclipse. Go to Eclipse. Eclipse, yeah. Yo, sorry, I have to change it to workspace from workspace. So, okay. 1 second. All of you just do little bit of practice, okay? Just do on that day what I am saying in the class. Just try it once at your home. Just try it once so that you will get the idea of what we are doing in the class and what we are going to do in the projects. Today's class is about the interaction between the web pages and the users. So how we are gonna interact with the users and how the web page is responding dynamically with the user inputs. So for that, we are using the form elements. Okay, today we are going to create one form and we will take some user inputs and how it's dynamically responding to the user, and so how we are going to take the user information to our website or submitting any forms, so like that. So today's class is about forms. Okay, basically the form is nothing but it allows users to input the data okay, to input the data in the website. And this forms sends the data to the server pages for processing. So it is a core part in our user interactions of our website. Basically, the definition of the form is it's a way to collect the data from the user via web pages. The data is sent to the server for the processing. So we will collect the data through the form elements and we will send the data to the server for the processing. Okay, mainly we use these forms in our registrations, login data, okay, and for the data submissions and other interactive web applications. Okay, now I'm gonna tell about the key elements in the forms are like, see now, okay, if this I will create a new project, then I will close on and it will create, okay, if not I will use this previous project itself, nav project. So here we have the customer also, right? So see, I am going to open the customer page here. I'm gonna place the header itself. I'm gonna use the form elements. The key form elements contains the form tag. Okay, this is a form tag which defines a form, and it has two attributes like action and a method in the form. This is a form tag. Okay, here it has two attributes. What are the attributes? One is action attribute, okay, and another one is method attribute. Okay, this is a form tag. Okay, and here we use action attribute in the form tag and method. Okay, this action attribute is nothing but in the form we use another tags like input tag. Okay, input tag, it's a self closing, and text area tags. Okay, see, for these input tag is used for user inputs. When the user want to give the input, we have to use the input tag. Like it allows the fields like text or number or password. So I will show one example. Just see. Here I am using the input tag and I'm giving the type of that input as like text. Okay, and here I'm giving the name to it. What is the name to give is as just assume it is as first name. Okay, first name, just simple, save it. See, I'm telling from first onwards. Okay, just simply see, this is in a form element. Okay, I'm taking the form element. In the form element we are using the two attributes, one is action and one is method. Okay, in the form elements we use the input tags and text data tags, and another one is the select tag which is used for select tag. The select tag is used for the drop downs. Okay, um, select tags used for drop downs, and here text area we use it for use it for the multiple text files, multiple text. Okay, and for the input we have a different types where we can use for it a text, or we can use it password, we can use it for email, we can use it for number. So I will show you here. Just simply saving and I'm running this project. New, sorry, run as run on server. So finish. See, when we go to the customer page, see, in our customer page, after the header file, we are getting the two boxes. Okay, this is the input box, and this is text area box, and this is the select tag we use it right for the drop down. Here we will get the drop down. Here we can use a multiple text files, okay, multiple text lines, and here we can use a input. So I will just use some, 1 second. Here I'm gonna use that link so that we can apply the CSS to a file. Where previous one we used for contact, did we use? Yeah, can copy this. So this, and after the text, here I'm taking the tag beer. It will just, I will show it for example. See, I'm taking the beer tag so that after the input one, it gets to the next line. So that is the use to break the line, break tag. Okay, here also and here also. So you can get it by line by line. Okay, here see, we can enter the text and we can enter the whatever it may be, we can enter in our text because we have taken the type it as text. And here we can same, here we don't need any type, just simply we can give the name. Text area is nothing but it gives us to allow the multiple text. Here I'm gonna give about, and under the select, here for the drop downs we have to give the options like see, I will give here first thing as a label tag. We use it to give the name to our input box. So here I will give the name like enter the first name. Okay, enter the first name, and below that I'm taking the label as uh, about. Okay, and below I'm taking again the label tag as city. So under the city we have select tag, right? Under the select we need to give the options to select for the drop downs. So take the tag as options, give first one as please select the below, and same repeat that option tag and take it as Hyderabad. Same for another one, option tag, take it as Bangalore. Same another option, Delhi. Okay, I'm saving it and I'm going to the web page. See, I'm refreshing this. Okay, see here it shows enter the first name. Here we gonna write it about ourselves, and for here we're getting the city. See, first I have written please select the below, so it's showing the please select the show. Once we click on this, see Hyderabad, Bangalore, Delhi. So in this way we are gonna create a form for any registration page or in a login page or any contact page. So now see first page break. Okay, now by entering the data, see Kaita, and about uh, China, and here I'm selecting the city as Delhi. But here we need to send the data to the server. So for to how we are gonna send it by using the submit, okay, by clicking the next button. But here we didn't use any next buttons, or we didn't use any submit buttons. To by default in our input tag it has type as submit. I will show you by taking the input tag here. Taking a type as submit. Okay, taking the type as submit. I'm saving it. I'm going to a page and I'm refreshing it. See, here we are getting the submit button. Okay, submit button. When I click on it, see, something is refreshing in our background. When I click on the submit, it is refreshing. So what that is means, I will explain to you. Okay, when we click on the submit, it will search for the request body. So request body is nothing but when we are writing here in our form action, in the action tag we need to give the address where this data has to be sent, like where we want to send the data. So if we I'm creating one new page as JSP file, like customer process JSP. Here I'm gonna see. This is like interaction between the JSP and the forms. Okay. Yo, this attribute is there, right? Action tag. It just specifies the specifies our JSP page that will handle the form submissions. Okay, so handling the form submissions means like when you click on the submit button, it will go to that page. Like now I created customer process.jsp, right? So I am giving the address as here customer process.jsp. Okay, understood? Like when we creating the form and when the user enters the data in our form, when the user enters the data in our form, and when he's done with the information and when he click on the submit button, this information will go to that page. Which page? The destination. Here we have the action tag. This specifies the JSP page to the form submission. When the form submits, here this form submits to the specified address in the action attribute, it has to go there. Okay, it will go there to the request body, and the process by how it's going, like we have in get method we have two methods now. Okay, one is the get method, okay, and another one is post method. Like there is a slightly difference between get and post. It's nothing but get method we use, it's appends the data to the URL. I will show it here. Like see here I am using the get method. I'm saving it. Okay, I'm simply saving it in our customer process. I'm not giving here anything, but I will give some heading like welcome to another end. Okay, and just simply writing and taking one heading and save it and go to the customer page and refresh it. Okay, and here I'm giving the input some kaita and some trainer, and here Hyderabad. Okay, and I'm submitting here. See, when I click on the submit, it has went to customer process.jsp page. Why? Because in my form action attribute, I have given the address of the customer process.jsp. So by taking all this data, it has went to customer.jsp, where here we have welcome to another end, and I have used the method as get. What I've said, the get method will append the data to the URL. Whatever the data is entered by the user in the form, it will be appended in the in our website. See, in our website, see, we are in the customer process. See, in this, our data has been appended. The first name as Kaita and about as a train. Okay, this is a get method which appends the data to the URL. But in the case of like a payment or the logins, this is the less secure one. So we didn't use a get method in the logins or registrations. So mostly we will use it in the retrieving the data or in the search operations, the get method. Okay, for any registrations or logins, we are gonna use a post method. I will explain it you here itself. See, when I use the post method and saving it, and again I'm going back and I'm refreshing it here. I'm taking the name as Radha, and here I'm giving it Java, some Bangalore, and giving submit. Okay, see, in the post method also, we are going to the next page, like processing stage of the customer process, but in the link we didn't append any data to our link. So this is the most secure way. Okay, most secure way in the payments or in the logins, in the registrations, wherever it sends the data securely. Okay, in the request body, it will be mostly used for the sensitive data, and we mostly use the method of post itself. Okay, and now the I've said the two methods. The one is a get method. It will be helpful. I'm not saying it is less secure, so we didn't use that, but it will be useful in some like in some tasks, like in the help of the debugging, because in the debugging we know what the data is being passed to the next page. So it will be helpful in the debugging, and it will be helpful in the searching operations also. It will be when the searching operations, it will be useful for the bookmarks and shareable. When we share the link to anybody, it will use that data in the links and in the share links also. So it will be helpful in some cases, and it will be less secure in some places. And one more thing about get method is it has some data size limit. Okay, in because when we use more data in our form, when we use more data in our form, some URLs will not support. Okay, because some web browsers, it has its own limit size of the URLs. Okay, some websites will have the URL length of 2048 characters. some will have some different values. So it will not suited for the huge amount of the data, but it will helpful for small amount of data when you are using for retrieving data. Okay, when retrieving data or searching the data. But in the case of the post method, it is most secure way to send the data, because post is considered more secure than get for sensitive data. So it will send the data in the request body, making it invisible in the URL. So, and again, in the post method, we didn't have any size limits. Okay, and the no data in the URL. So when we use the get and post, it's important. When we want to search or when we want to retrieve the data, we use mostly get. But in the post, like when we want to send the sensitive data, or the data is a private, or if the data is a large data, we have to use a method as post. Okay, the get is better for retrieving and sharing data, and the post is for sending sensitive data or large data. Okay, now here we are handling the data by using the form elements. Form elements is nothing but input. Here we have used text, input type text. Here we have used input type submit. Okay, when I'm saving it, and when I'm going back, see here it has submit. But if you want to give that value for that submit, like a register or something, in the input type equal to submit, here we are going to use the attribute name value equals to double quotes. In this value, we are going to give the whatever the value you want to give it on that button. You can give it as value. We can use a value attribute, and we can give the value to that button, submit button. So save it and go to the customer page, control shift refresh it. See, from the submit it has changed to register button. Okay, now see, when the data is entered by user, we are going to the next page, customer process page. In that page, we want to retrieve the data what the user has sent or where user has been entered. So for that, we have used one page, okay, customer process page, where we have to retrieve and to process the data, okay, by using JSP request objects. How we are going to retrieve the data from that previous page, I will show you now. Go to the Eclipse. Okay, here we are entering the first name, and here we are entering the about, or else just remove it, and I'm going to use another label as sorry. Okay, if you want this, I will comment it. Control shift. Okay, I just commented that, and I'm using the label as, and enter the, or else you can say it as mobile number. Okay, after the label I'm using the input tag here for the mobile number. I'm going to use type as number. Okay, and I'm taking the name as mobile. Okay, mobile number. See, I'm saving it. I'm going to this and I'm refreshing it. Here, mobile first name, mobile number, and city. But after the mobile number, I'm using the break tag BR to just simply to look somewhat. Okay, mobile number, first name, and city. See, here we are using the label to clearly visible to the user what to enter in the place, okay, in this input box. But if we want to give the what we want to enter in the inside the box, we need to use the attribute name as placeholder. Simply type placeholder equals to double tags, and here give it what you want to enter in the input box. Your first name, and I'm gonna give as placeholder here equals to mobile number, and save it. And in the select page, I didn't give any name, so I'm giving the name as city. Okay, I'm saving it. I'm going to customer page and I'm refreshing it. See, this inside the box, inside the input box, we get the first name. Why? Because we have used here placeholder. Placeholder equals to first name. Okay, now see, I am entering here Krishna. I'm entering my number 999989, and I'm selecting one city, and I'm clicking on the register page. Okay, register page. See, it has gone to the next page, but we are not getting all the details because we didn't use any request object in the customer process. How we are gonna get that request, how we are gonna use that request body. So basically the request body is gonna write it in our scriptlet tags. Okay, I have said earlier, right? Scriptlet tags are used to write the Java code. So send symbol percentage, here we have the scriptlet tags. Okay, here I'm gonna take it as string. Okay, take it as a string, the first name, if name. Okay, string variable name equals to, I said right, request object. So request request dot get parameter. We're getting the first name by using the string name. So what is the string name of it? In the customer, we have used here name attribute, right? Here we are given the first name. So we have to use that name in the request.get parameter, double quotes. The double quotes, we have to give the name of it, first name. Okay, understood everybody? In our customer page, we have used here name attribute in our input tag. What is the name? The name is first name. So when it goes to the request body, like customer process, here in our scriptlet tags, we are using the string and we are giving the name, f name, variable name. And here we are using the request body, request.get parameter. Okay, it fetches the form data. Okay, Nana, this request.get parameter will get the data based on the input name. Here we are using the input name, right? This is the input name of our first name. So we are getting the data of the form by using the input name attribute. Okay, first name. And again, we have the mobile number. For for the numbers, like, okay, this one is the text and here we are using the type as a number. So for the numbers, we need to pass that string value. Okay, basically when we enter the data in the forms and it process and it will send it to the process file through the request body, it will be in the string form only. But from the string format, we need to pass that string into the integer value, so that we will use the pass wrapper classes like integer mobile equals to integer dot parsing, like pass int of, in these brackets we are gonna request dot get parameter of we need to give the name of our input tag. What is the input tag name here? Mobile. Okay, give the tag as mobile. Same like this, we are gonna next one as string city equals to request dot get parameter. Okay, parameter of the, okay, what is the input name of our city? Input name, select name is equal to sweetie, right? So we are gonna use that name here, city, and we are retrieving the data from the form data to our request body by using the names of the input names, and we need to display these data to the user. For example, so we need, when we want to display the values, we need to use the out dot println. Basically in the Java we use system.out.println. Here we are using out.println to display it in on our web page. So in out.println we are giving the f name because the first name of it, and next out.println of mobile. Okay, and the string out dot println of city. Okay, here we are displaying all the three values. One second, this is first name. Okay, this mobile number. Location, location, and saving it, and going to next page, and I will see, once I will go to the home page and I'm going to the customer page. See, in this I'm going to give the name of it like a Kaita, and I will give my number 9, and I'm selecting the city. Okay, from here the user is giving the data to our website through the form. We are taking that data and we are sending the data to the processing body through request body. When I click on the register button, one second, what is okay, for input string number, okay. For this, I'm gonna take it and I will just use some number. And I will go to the register number C. Okay. In the next page, we are retrieving the data. Okay, in our customer process, we are retrieving the data, means we are getting the data, what the user has entered in our form by using our input names. Okay, here we are using the request body, JSP request objects, request dot get parameter, by getting parameter name of the input name of our, the name of the input tag, by retrieving all the data, and we are displaying it on our web page. To display it, we are using out.println or .println we are using, and we are displaying it on our web page. See here, this is the first name. I have entered Kaita, and the mobile number is 9989, and the location as Bangalore. Okay, and one more thing. Okay, uh, how, like to see when dynamic interactions, like when the user enters the data, it has to be interact dynamically, like registered. Here we have given some data. Okay, here now, see, one second, I will going to back and I'm refreshing it. Okay, when I'm clicking on the register, okay, the register button, see, I'm getting the error. Okay, to, if you don't want to get this error by default, because we are entering here nothing, it means the values are null. So it has to be something, it has to be some values, we have to give some values to it. Okay, so it has to be dynamically give some errors. So for that, to stop that, when go to the customer page, in our input tag we use one attribute as required. Okay, required. So when we use this required tag, the user must and should, he has to enter or he has to select the some values. Okay, I'm saving it. I'm going to the web page, Control Shift R. I'm refreshing it. See, when I'm clicking on the register button, the pop-up is showing, please fill out this field. Previously, it didn't show like this because we didn't use here attribute name as required. So we have to keep the required attribute in our input tag to eliminate the null values. Okay. This is the class about the form for the today's class. Okay, basically form in the JSP enables dynamic interactions between the user and the web applications. Mostly we use the form for interaction between the user and the web applications. Okay, and by using the form inputs, okay, by using the form inputs, JSP can process user data and provide an appropriate response. Okay, now see here, we are entering some data, and here we are taking that data, and we are checking. See, if we want to register the data of only Hyderabad customers, we don't want any other city customers to our website. So we can keep here conditions by using the if conditions. If the city equals to Hyderabad only, we are gonna register that customer. If not, we are rejecting that customer. So we can do all those things in our further classes. So for today's class, it's enough for today. Just we are taking the form action, form elements, to take the data from the user, and we are giving the appropriate response to it. Okay, or we are processing the data from the form. And one more thing, I said earlier, right? Here in the input tag, we can handle the multiple types of inputs and create the dynamic response using the response. See, here we can use, I will show you, type equals to, see, here we can use a type it as buttons, checkbox, colors, date, time. Here we have the different types of inputs in our input box. So just by going to the home or after this session, just please create a one new project where where when we run that when we open that project, I need one customer so he can register. Just create one form here and give the name and email password. Okay, email password and city. When he click on the submit, go to the process page and get all the information what he has entered and display it in the page. That's a homework for today. Just try it. If you face any issues by doing that, so let me know in the next class, or you can ping me in the WhatsApp. Okay, that's a class for the today's. Or if you have any doubts, if you have any issues, or if you didn't understand anything in the today's class, let me know, Nana. I will explain it to you. Or if you are okay with this class, just drop off from the class. Okay, thanks everybody for today's class. And Charan, you have doubt, right? You can stay until all of them drop down. So I will check what is the error in your project. Okay, thanks everybody.